Next slide. So our future developments in this area and what we're looking to grow into. We are actually actively involved in an implementation of percussion, and we have that targeted for the fall semester. And so this will essentially give us a much better tool set to deal with our website content, and essentially allow our website content to be more timely and accurate. There is some additional opportunities there to integrate with some of our other existing social media applications, and will allow reuse of our website content and the possible integration of user-generated content. In the area of blogs, I'm very interested to participate in the upcoming webinar that Chris mentioned at the start. We already have several early adopters who've created personal blogs, for their course or program, and just we didn't ask them to do it. They actually actively went out and did that themselves. We get regular requests for comments and feedback on content. So this is an area that I know that we're looking very, very closely at to see how we can both better integrate this blog content into the rest of our site and allow for this need for feedback on our content. And then the other major area that's surrounding this implementation that we're doing differently is we're actively collecting and analyzing website statistics, and this will essentially allow us to target development of our website to better optimize our return on investment for our activities. We can see how well our marketing message has penetrated, and maybe use that information to better serve our student population. Again, we're sort of looking at different ways to sort of, outside just the area of blogging, leverage user feedback and content review, really as a goal to improve the transparency and set targets for development. We do a lot with surveys currently, using an external service. The data that is generated from these surveys is great, but it's not available to the end user, the student who's filling it out and it's not available instantaneously for anybody else who wants to take a look at it and maybe doesn't want to actually fill out the survey, but actually wants to see, is curious about the results. That is something that I know we want to have more fully integrated into our new site. And video integration. In addition to YouTube, we have several other ways to post and publish video. I know that we want to be able to better integrate that into our website, not to supersede YouTube, but to be sort of another way to get at this content. We do have video testimonials that are very effectively focused on a particular community, like some of our alumni. We have plenty of examples of that that should be integrated into the area for our alumni. And then we have some options that we can leverage for user-generated content that I know we're going to want to be able to explore in the near future. So I think that's about it for me. I'm going to hand it over to Chris now.
Yep, thanks for that. So yeah, Patrick and I had a conversation about this a while ago. GRCC was doing a lot with their YouTube channel. They know what they're doing as a university, or as a college, and then actually making that social. So to tie it back to Chris's, and this is really what spurned this best practice series, was we weren't really necessarily talking about the X's and O's of the RSS API and things like that. We were having a discussion on how we can further that YouTube experience. They saw the success with the YouTube channel and really wanted to drive that through to other blogs of the site. So thank you, Patrick, for that. And also, on behalf of the attendees, thank you for sort of motivating us to say, you know, if these folks are asking, we've had a couple other folks that are on the call, have these types of discussions with us, this is what motivated us to actually create this series. So, Patrick, thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks. That was great, Patrick. We did start a little bit late. We had some WebEx issues.
Okay.
So we're not going to try to keep everyone late. We're going to show a little bit about the community marketing solution right now, and then for anyone who can stick around, we'll stay around and do Q&A and talk to anyone who wants to stick around.
Yep. That's great. So for the folks on the line that currently have a CMS implementation, I just want to show you briefly where much of this operates. We call it the online interactive services, and that is, the pieces of technology, the servlets that do process the comments to your site, that do capture this information from the World Wide Web. So if you did want to pull from Flickr, did want to pull from Twitter, they are small, and we can go into a lot more detail. The information is on the website. But just to kind of show you, architecturally speaking, the content management server is still where you're familiar with it. We would put a small piece of software out, really just as that listener. Hey, grab a comment, push it back into this content management tier, grab a rating, push it back into that content management tier. So just really a quick high-level architecture of that. And some animation. Here we go. So what is involved, or what is included in the solution? Chris mentioned Rss Feed. The big thing here is that it's two-way. You want to give people any and every opportunity to subscribe, to continue to come back to your site. With the My Yahoos and the iGoogles and the readers, it's making it far too easy, for folks to not come to your site on a regular basis. RSS certainly encourages that. And the second point is to capture that information. One of the things that I really like to do, I create a Technorati search, export that as XML, and then I capture that right back into our own WCM here we use for Percussion.com. You can create a Google alert, capture that as an RSS feed, bring it back in. So you can really do a lot with very little. Technorati's free, Google's free. So by, again, creating the ability for folks to generate RSS feeds, as well as expanding your content sources far beyond the amount of authors you have, you can capture that external content as well. We had a question come in, how do I moderate this stuff that's coming in externally? And that's really where the WCM comes into play, is that you are pulling in, say, something from Flickr, you pull in something from SlideShare, it's in the WCM as a reference, so that can be workflowed, that can be moderated. So if you do pull something in, say, that is inappropriate or something that you don't want as part of your messaging, that's why you need the WCM. So in other words, because you're expanding these sources of content, because you're expanding your content authors to, frankly, authors that you don't employ, it's all the more reason to have a WCM behind the scenes to manage and be that traffic top for what goes onto your site.